According to the census of 2011, 31.2% of India's population resides in urban areas. And this figure is projected to rise to 40% by 2030. Well, I am also part of this growing percentage. As cities are like magnets, they pull us in with promises of better education, better lives, and better futures. But behind the skyscrapers and buzzing streets lies a different story of people struggling to fit in, of families breaking apart, and of mental health often taking a backseat. This research dives into the layers of these struggles to understand why cities can be both dreams and nightmares for many people. As methodology for this research, I adopted an interdisciplinary approach, extracting insights from anthropology, sociology, psychology, and urban studies. Rather than conducting primary fieldwork, I focused on a deep exploration of secondary literature, including theoretical frameworks, news, and government reports. Therefore, this paper is basically analytical and descriptive. Let's explain findings and discussion part. Explore findings and discussion part. First finding, the socio-psychological challenges faced by young migrants in urban areas. According to the census of 2011, 30% of internal migrants are young and a significant portion of them experience cultural dissonance. This sense of dissonance can be understood through Victor Turner's concept of liminality, which describes the feeling of being in between, like caught between their rural origins and the urban society they are trying to integrate into. This culture gap often leads to alienation, which can later manifest as stress, anxiety, and other mental and psychological challenges. Second finding, the disruption of kinship networks in urban settings and its impact on elderly. According to the census 2011, only 14.6% of households in urban India were joint families. It's a clear indication as cities grow, traditional kinship networks start to break down due to several factors like lack of affordable housing, nature of work, changing social norms like a shift in cultural attitudes toward individualism and personal space. Such reduction of traditional family structures in urban India has created significant challenges for elderly caregiving. For example, according to the National Sample Survey 2019, only 27% of elderly in urban areas get consistent caregiving support, while in rural areas it's much more generous, like 56%. Third finding, economic inequality and generational poverty. Generational poverty isn't just a temporary setback. It's a deeply rooted issue shaped by systemic and structural challenges. Oscar Lewis accurately captured this concept. He says it isn't just an economic condition but a culture characterized by dependency and low aspirations that pass down across generations. Major factor is limited access to education and resources. It just keeps feeding inequality. Let me justify this with data provided by the World Bank in 2016 that the top 1% in India holds 73% of national wealth. This concentration of wealth isn't just unfair. It actually makes it harder for anyone from a disadvantaged background to break out the poverty cycle. Fourth finding, prevalence and causes of urban crime. Aristotle rightly said, poverty is the parent of revelation and crime. And this is evident in Indian cities like Mumbai. Dense slums marked by economic disparity and social exclusion become hotbeds for crime. You see, more than 64% of crimes in India occur in urban areas, reported by NCRB in 2021. Well, Let's talk about two theories that explain why it happens. First, the broken windows theory. It's pretty simple. When an area looks ran down, like broken windows or piles of trash, it sends a signal that no one cares. And that gives people the impression that it's okay to commit crime there. Because, well, no one cares. It's all about the environment influencing behavior. Then we have Birdie's social capital. It's about the connections between people. In communities where trust is low and people do not really know or support each other, crime becomes more common. People do not feel responsible for each other's safety. So crime gets a free pass. Fifth finding, emotional impact of reduced parental engagement. In urban areas, it's increasingly common for both parents to work. Due to several key factors like access to better job opportunity, high cost of living, personal ambitions, societal pressure, and so on. According to the census 2011, approximately 26% of urban households were dual-income families. Simultaneously, a report by CRY in 2020 found that in urban settings, 35% of children in dual-income families report feeling neglected due to parental absence. Research indicates that parental neglect and lack of attention can significantly increase the risk of suicidal behavior among children and adolescents. Sixth, or final finding, symbolic and nonverbal communication in urban spaces and its impacts. Clearly, words aren't the only way to communicate. We have all been in situations where someone gives us a look or a gesture, and we think we know what it means. Or maybe we don't. According to a study by Pillar in 2011, 57% of urban residents report misinterpreting nonverbal cues due to cultural diversity in cities, highlighting the communication barriers we face in such environments. For example, in urban areas, maintaining physical distance during conversations is often seen as a sign of respect and personal boundaries. However, for someone from a rural background where close proximity signifies warmth and familiarity, this distance may feel cold or rude. Well, good news is that we can mitigate these issues through various means like initiatives under Vikshitbharat 2047. For example, Mera Yuva Bharat focuses on youth engagement, skill development, and community participation for urban inclusivity. Vikshitbharat Young Leader Dialogue provides a platform for young talent to share ideas and engage with national leadership. Urban poverty alleviation programs like Make in India and Start Up India promote employment and sustainable urban growth to reduce poverty. Crime reduction and public safety. Artificial intelligence driven technologies enhance surveillance, predict crime hotspots, and assist in investigations to ensure safer urban areas. Well, apart from usual government initiatives, I'm not being biased, but must say anthropology isn't just a fancy academic hobby, but a real tool for nation building. But unfortunately, in our country, the government and people are yet to truly understand the implications of anthropological insights in nation building. Let's be honest. Don't you think understanding people should be as important as building highways and charging a toll? India actually use anthropological insights rigorously in urban planning, crime prevention, like not considering crime only law and order but a social psychological phenomenon, to educate people about multicultural perspectives, to create more inclusive societies, to educate people about culture of poverty so that they can break that cultural tendency on mental level at least. I would say Vikshitbharat 2047 wouldn't be about only GDP numbers. It would be about a nation where people do not just coexist, but actually understand each other and will create societies safer for human differences. Well, thank you for listening me. I appreciate your patience.
Thank you. Thank you to all the